Hey everybody, welcome to Clique Bait,
Woo!
a 21 Pilots podcast.
Hey, friends.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Lots of big news in the 21 Pilots world, and we're here to talk about
So
it.
much stuff going on.
I know, the eye is closing. The eye was open. It was half closed. Rock Sound had an eye, and they opened it, and so everybody's like, oh my God, something's happening.
Too many eyes.
But now there's another eye, and it's closing, and it's going to be closed like tomorrow or sometime this
You
week.
think so?
I think so.
Okay.
But we should probably tell the people who we are and what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we here? What are we doing?
Well, first of all, my name's Josh. I'm the drummer. No, I'm sorry. I'm Tyler. You're Josh.
You're the Tyler. I'm the Josh.
Yeah. And we're Clique Bait. We're not going to tell you our real name. You got to guess.
No, they don't have to guess. We
Well,
just
over
don't need
time,
to.
you'll figure it out. But as far as we're going, the female voice you hear is Tyler.
I'm the Tyler. Sure.
The male-
No, you're the Tyler.
No,
I'm
sorry.
the Josh.
The female voice you hear is Josh. The male voice you hear is Tyler. Yes?
This is getting really weird.
Okay, anyway.
I think we've
that's-
already lost everybody.
In case you want to put a face with the name, female Josh.
Okay. I'll be the female Josh.
Okay. Anyway, we're fans.
We're fans.
We're in the clique. We're clickies, but we're old, right?
We're
like
old. Yeah.
a lot of the clique is maybe in their 20s. They fell in love with the band with Blurry Face, which is 10 years old. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
And we're not. We're old.
Yeah.
And we discovered the band with Blurry Face like everyone else because
You did. I didn't.
Well,
I have a different story.
well, we do have a different story, but we both heard Stressed Out first.
Right. True.
On the radio, and we were like, I was like, this is decent, and you're like, I'm scared. This is scary.
It was
There's
scary.
a blurry man.
Yes. It was really creepy, actually, because I got all these like images in my head of like creepy, scary face person, and I don't know.
Yeah, and then Ride came along, and you were just you don't like it, and I was okay with it.
Don't hate me. I'm not a fan of that song.
And then I remember going back to 2015. It was on the radio like constantly,
All the
and so heard them, and then kind of went away from them. I started listening to podcasts pretty exclusively. Didn't listen to music ever. You remember Heathens. I don't remember that on the radio at all.
oh, it was all the time.
And then I was on Apple Music and I saw Jumpsuit come out, and I'm like, oh, 21 Pilots, I know them. I like their other songs. So I like to download the whole thing. So I download the songs as they come out, and I think Nico and the Niners came out next. And every time they came on my radio,
I think they came out together, didn't they?
maybe, I
I
don't know.
think they dropped them together.
No idea. But every time they came on my radio in the car, I would just hit skip, 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 skip. I don't know why. I'm a music guy.
I don't know
but
why either. The Jumpsuit's got a good hook.
yeah, it's my new favorite, which we'll talk about.
I guess we'll get to that
later.
in a little bit. Yeah.
But yeah, then it just kind of fell off the radar. And then I saw them live, and I was like, wow. And I wasn't there. I won't go into the details, but I wasn't there to see the band. We'll just leave it at that. But they're playing live while I'm at this place. And I was like, wow, these guys are really talented. I knew their songs, but I'm like, first, there's only two of them. Ignorantly, I didn't know.
Did you think there was 21?
I didn't think there was 21, but I thought it was a full band. I had no idea. And I see these two guys, and Tyler's playing like...
I remember exactly what he was playing because it was on in the background as you were calling me
Yeah, he's playing like...
to tell me how amazing they were.
Yeah, they start with Good Day. This was during the Takeover tour, coming right out of COVID. And they start with Good Day, and I'm like, why are these clowns wearing masks? Like, what's going on here? This is not... When I thought of masks, I thought of Slipknot and Insane Clown Posse. I was like, are these guys like that? I didn't think they were. And then they start playing Good Day, which is like a beboppity song, and Happy. And I was like, wow, this is good. And like, Tyler's really good at the piano. And wow, Josh is really good at the drums. And then I remember, I think I called you. Mm-hmm. They were playing Mulberry Street into Benny and the Jets, maybe. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, these guys are talented. This is incredible. There's only two of them.
Exactly what you said.
And I'm like, there's all these layers and everything. As like I said, I'm a musical guy and I'm just a big music nerd. And I'm like, this is complex. This is intense. This is great. And mix all that with the stage presence, and I was hooked. Fan for life, new fan, downloaded everything in their catalog, listened to it on the way home, and listened to it every day since.
Yes.
And that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to tell you, like, hey, this band's great. You heard it in the car, and you were like, Not into it.
I refused to be into it because I'm weird where I don't want to be into what every single other person's into. It's a weird thing for me. Like, I want to be into it because I want to be into it, not because someone else is. And so you were like literally obsessed.
Yeah. And then
and it was starting to get annoying.
Our kids who were tweens, preteens at the time,
10 and 12. Yeah.
kind of figuring out music, started to like hear it in the car all the time, and they liked it, and they started to get on board. Mm-hmm. And then what happened with you? What did I tell you?
Well, you were going to take my babies to their very first concert. And as a mama, I can't miss the first concert. The first concert was going to be Scaled and Icy.
Yeah, the Icy tour. And I kept telling you, you got to see them live.
Right. I didn't really care. I didn't really want to see them live, but I didn't want to miss my kid's first concert. So I tagged along, of course. And within maybe 2 songs, I was pretty hooked.
No, fake news.
Not fake news.
We had the ability we had seats, great seats, but we also had the ability to go to the floor in the pit. And so we went to the pit, and you at one point decided I'm going to go back to my seat.
No.
This is bleh.
That was more than halfway through the show. The show was almost over.
Because we're all dancing and jumping and doing the things.
No, my feet hurt.
At this point, me and the kids were fans. We're into it.
Right, but my feet were hurting, and I wanted to go sit down.
And then what happened? When you went back to your seats?
Well, that's not why I became a fan, though.
No, but it was pretty special, and I think it transcends to our audience and stuff we'll get into much later down the road.
I feel like we should talk about that later.
Why this is so special. Okay, fine.
Well, anyway,
we'll save it.
We'll save it. It's a cool story. We'll talk about later. But I think it was in about 2 songs. I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good.
Do you remember the songs?
I don't.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't remember them because I didn't know what songs they were at that point. So it didn't really register in my mind.
And it's hard to think back to that day because we saw the Clancy tour like 8 times. If you include like Jingle Ball and the concert at the hockey game, we saw a lot of Clancy tour. So
I just realized with this story and all the details we're giving, it's going to be really easy for the Facebook group to know who we are.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, well, that's fine.
So hi out there, Facebook group.
Yeah, they won't know.
They will.
Not if we keep this Josh and Tyler shtick.
Oh, they'll figure it out. It's a pretty specific story.
Anyway, we say all this to tell you that we're, I guess, new to the fan base.
I like to call myself a new baby fan.
Yeah, we're not experts in any way. I will say I guess me personally, I'm sort of an subject matter expert in like musicality and some of the stuff we'll talk about. And Josh over there knows a whole lot about music as well, singing and whatnot, and good music. You were brought up by your dad to understand good music, and you get the music part of this.
I do, but I think where we are a good team, you and I, is that you like the musicality of it, the instrumentation, the melodies, the notes, the beats, all of that, and I am a wordy person. I like the words. I like the meaning behind the songs and the metaphors and the writing process and all it takes to create these things. I'm a creative mind. So that's what I enjoy about this.
And that's a great segue that I'll get into in 1 second. Just to wrap up this thought, that I wanted to say we're kind of new at this. We're not experts. We might say some things that you all will disagree with because this is a passionate fan base. And people that just know a ton of stuff. But we're going to tell you what we think we know. And we're going to get some stuff wrong. But that's okay.
I'm sure you'll tell us.
And, like I mentioned before, we're a family. We live in a house all together. You might hear some noises in the background. Yeah. Dogs crying, cars going by. Hey, whatever. It's cool. It's real and raw.
We all fam.
And so segueing into what's next, you said you're more of a wordy person. I'm more, and my whole life I've listened to music and really just like knew the words. Well, there was one of those dogs.
It's the dogs.
And I say I knew the words, but I'm one of those people that makes up lyrics. I always listen to music. I heard the words, but I didn't hear them clearly. I never read them. Definitely more into the music and what chord changes are doing what. But it's interesting you brought up about the words. You always told me you should try listening. This band, out of any other band ever, has taught me to listen to the lyrics, and the lyrics mean so much. I can't.
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss what's going on musically because I'm so focused on the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So, I mean, that's what they mean to me, is just the whole connection to mental health that I didn't even really know I had. It was diagnosed during COVID and whatever, and then listening to this music and really paying attention to the words. I kind of picture it like the Bible almost. I know that they're religious and that's not the connection I'm trying to make, but like all of their lyrics touch somebody differently because they're open to your interpretation. They don't even necessarily mean anything sometimes.
I'm not sure the Bible's open to interpretation.
Well, I'm saying like,
I'm just teasing.
You can either interpret it as a story or you can read into it a little more, right? This band for me, it may mean something different to me. The lyrics of Jumpsuit might mean something different to me than they mean to you or to the other person listening.
Sure, totally.
Or anybody in the audience. And you can tell if you're at a show by the emotions on different people's faces during different songs that it means something completely different to them, but still means so much.
Yeah, totally.
How do you feel about it? What does it mean to you?
I told you I'm a word person. I like to express myself through my words. I like writing and all of that kind of thing. And so to have somebody say things that I've had in my head, to know that someone understands how I'm feeling about something is like, I've got a friend. I've never even really met, I mean, we have, but not really met them.
Yeah.
Like had a conversation with them, but I feel, I know we said we're old, but I feel seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's the other part about this group that is special, is that they as people mean a lot to us and to everybody, to all their fans. And, like for example, I think The Rock, Dwayne, is a good guy, but I have no idea. He poses that as social media, but these guys seem like real human beings when I've seen them in person. When I met them, they just seem like real, genuine dudes that care about each other, care about their fans, care about their families. And man, I really hope that's never proven wrong to me.
I've never found a bad story.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just waiting for the day where something bad comes out and I'm going to regret my left arm of tattoos. Well, but, what are you going to do?
Well, there was the one thing, but we've talked about that. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But
I don't know. The music, how they connect with people, how much it means to them, and how that transcends to the fan base. They're good dudes, which makes the music even that much better.
Absolutely.
So that's how we got here. That's how we feel about the boys. Let's get into the Clancy tour era and kind of a review. Yeah.
I'm so sad. I hope it's not over.
Well, like I want to say, like, this is as a family, this is our first era, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scaled and Icy had already come out.
True one. Yeah.
I mean, obviously we saw the tour. We went through their little quiet hiatus between Scaled and Icy and Clancy, but this is like our first one where we were amped up. We went to the listening party.
Oh yeah, we did it all.
We were not leak listeners, but we did go to the sanctioned listening party. We saw the stuff on social, all the red tape on the eyes on the albums and whatever, and
we red taped our own eyes.
We did, and so I want to hear from you as probably the newest fan. Like, what was that experience like for you?
It was incredible. I was into the Beatles when I was younger. My dad got me into them, and they have their own, it's not lore exactly, but their own kind of little stories that go with their albums and their songs. And so I was kind of familiar with, you got to know the characters and the story, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, like, it's them, but it's a new band in a way. So it's kind of the same thing to me. It's not as totally drawn out as this, but it was really interesting seeing just this immersive world. I felt like the second we got into the arena, we were like in a totally different place.
Like, yeah, right? Isn't it
completely
weird?
Different place. I don't know. People were wearing all these weird things, but it wasn't weird.
Yeah.
It was weird how it wasn't weird. You'd see him outside and you're like, what on earth is that? But the second you walked into that arena, you're like, oh, yeah.
But I think even walking outside, and because it's like you see that person and it's like, oh, I know. Yeah. We're on the same page. other people that are not into this band or don't know anything about it are like, these people are weird.
Right.
These people are weird.
I've seen concerts. I've gone to tons of concerts. I've seen Broadway shows, but nothing was as entertaining. I don't think I've ever been as entertained before.
And getting back to the people aspect, I've seen other shows too, and where, you know, like you go to a Tool concert, for example, it's a bunch of crusty old dudes rocking out with their band t-shirts on and on some kind of trip listening to the music, but there's no community.
Right.
You come to a 21 Pilots show and you're with your people, man. You will do anything for that person next to you. You'll pick them up if they fall down. You'll get them some water if they need it. You'll cry with them. You'll laugh with them. You'll cheer with. I mean, it's just something so different.
Yeah, totally. And it's really weird, but you can tell the people that aren't fans.
Yeah,
they're
they were
just
dragged
there with
there.
their friend, or this is their first show, or
Well, you at the Icy Tour.
the one sitting down when everyone else was standing up. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
But I could see in the crowd the boyfriends, or, you know, the people that were there, the girlfriend that was there when they're not exactly a fan. But it was also fun to look around at everybody's faces and see those light bulbs go on. Like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, and I don't know if we were planning on talking about this later, but for example, that one Jingle Ball that was in Boston where they just started playing.
I don't even want to talk about that.
They started playing. Well, we saw them at MSG as well.
Right.
And you were like,
right. Okay.
You were like, you know, people didn't seem connected, but then
they got them. They did get them at the end.
In Boston, they
did.
started playing Christmas songs and everybody went bananas. Like you could just see like people recognized the talent immediately because it was just off the cuff. And they started to realize, okay, this person next to me with the yellow tape on their jacket, now I get it.
Yeah.
At least that's what I observed, is that people kind of, okay, now I can understand, you know?
Yeah. We should do a show on the shows that we've been to, I think.
100%.
And we'll get into that more. But yeah, Jingle Ball was a tough experience for me.
Yeah. And like we mentioned, we've seen a lot of concerts across a lot of different genres, and you've been a fan of, like you said, the Beatles, which has its own kind of thing. But like this show, the Clancy tour and all the shows and how they continue to grow throughout. I mean, obviously we only saw the North American shows early on, even how they continue to change and evolve and mess with people's heads would just, I don't know that there'll ever be a production like that.
But they change, but they're still the same.
Well, it's still the same experience.
Like it was still, I don't know how to explain it. This was obviously new to me because I'd only gone to the one show. And I mean, I'm going to be very honest. He gets the black on his hands and he's lifting it up. And I'm like, what is happening here? You know, you explained it to me later, but I was kind of like, okay, like,
whatever.
What are we doing? But this was my first like true Trees experience. This was my first, like, all the chanting, all the little things that everyone does at every single show was my first time really experiencing it. But I totally felt like it was second nature and something I've always done my whole life. So it was new, but I felt welcomed and like it was normal for me.
Yeah, I have to say, I was basically an observer at the Takeover tour, a guest, a fan at the Icy tour, and then super fan at this tour. But like even at the Icy tour, people were into it, but not like this. This show just connected. This era has like connected with people in a way. I think it's with all the lore and trying to figure out the storyline, but it's really something special, and it's coming to an end.
I wonder if it was just Icy tour was coming off of COVID and it was a hard time for people to feel comfortable being so close to others.
Yeah, and
I wonder if that had something to do with it.
And it was almost a rinse and repeat from Takeover tour as far as set list and, you know, I guess antics, I'll call them.
And I mean, I was going to say Scaled and Icy didn't get as much love as some of the other albums, but I'm kind of finding that's not true.
I think for the true fans that understand music and really get into the lore, it's up there with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm sad to see this era come to an end. I'm still holding on to hope that maybe it's not coming to an end. That little teaser Tyler did at the end of the video.
I don't think it is.
Live stream when he's like, he doesn't get like all defiant like that. Like, what do you think? What do you think? That seems like a tactic to mess with us. So I don't think it's quite over yet. But I do remember him saying like Lavish is a kind of a preview of music in the future, and I dig Lavish. So if that's where they're going, I'm cool with that.
I like Lavish.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a fun one, I guess.
I feel like we could take a little break from the lore sometimes because it's heavy. Like it dominates my thoughts. I'm trying to focus on work, and all I can think about is what's Blurryface doing next.
That's so funny because I don't get it at all. So I hope we get into it because I totally don't get it.
Well, we're going to get into it together as the course of the show,
and
we'll learn. And hopefully, as we gain listeners, they will chime in and tell us how wrong we are,
totally,
and
wrong.
how right they are. But don't forget what I said at the beginning of the show. It's open to interpretation.
Yeah,
you might think it means something completely different than I do, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So the era is coming to an end. The eye is closing, and all that surrounds around the Blurryface 10th anniversary.
I have my theory about the eye, but maybe we'll go into that some other time.
I just want to touch on the anniversary stuff real quick. Like I've never seen, obviously there's this dedicated fan base, and like Metallica albums, for example, will turn 20 and they'll maybe put out a deluxe version on Apple Music or something, but there's not like this celebration with social media and eyes closing and opening and all this. Like this is huge. This is like a big deal. Mm-hmm. And there's new merch, and for a band that's like, they're well known, but they're like not. You know?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird that it's a huge deal, but maybe it's just a huge deal to us.
Every time I say, "Oh, you really like 21 Pilots," people are like, "Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of them." And like, "Oh no, you have." Yeah. And they'll go, "What?" And they'll like stressed out, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And then I start telling more songs, and like, "Oh, wow, okay. I didn't realize that I did know them." So they're well known, but not. It's weird.
Yeah. There's the few, the proud, and the emotional, and that's the group that really understands this stuff. Yeah. But along with this celebration came all kinds of lore implications, which we will definitely get into later. But this tribute album that dropped today as we record this, put on by Rock Sound, there's a lot of emotion around this.
There's a lot of emotion.
And nobody's even really heard it yet. Crazy.
Yeah.
They released like snippets of it this morning.
I don't even know if you can call that a snippet.
And they released...
That was not fair, Rock Sound, if you're listening.
Yeah. As people started taking advantage of the pre-order, they had to put out the artist list, and everybody's like, where's Paramore? Where's Linkin Park? Right. And it's like, I think Rock Sound described it okay, but there's just a lot of emotion around this. And it's like, you need to understand that it's a tribute.
One of the artists put out a tweet, and I wish again, I'm old. I don't know who this person is.
Yeah, we get it. Tweet.
Yes,
not called that
tweet.
anymore.
I'm not going to say, what is it then? It's not an X. What is
like
it?
An expression, or I think they just call it a post now.
Whatever.
Anyway, you call it a tweet. I like tweet.
They X'd, I don't know, whatever they did. Saying like, hey, fans out there, I know you're disappointed that these big names that you were hoping were on the album are not, but please understand what it is for us, the people that just want to pay tribute to this band that has got us where we are. And that pulled at my heartstrings a little bit, because I will admit I was one of those people that were like, really? This is what we're getting? And I was kind of bummed about it. Because I think everyone's excitement got me excited for like, oh, wow, maybe Paramore, maybe Linkin Park, maybe Fall Out Boy. Like I was really excited. But now that I heard that, I feel good, because I feel like it's paying tribute to them and not, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel better about it.
These are like younger artists.
I think of it like
that were maybe in their teens when they first heard the album.
Right.
And now it caused them to become musicians and really explore their inner psyche and how do I want to express that? It's like Fall Out Boy was already making music when this came out. So
right.
I don't think Blurryface inspired them. But these people it did. So they say.
So
I think that's important. And also I saw another post that said this was a gift from Rock Sound. They don't have access to...
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
They don't necessarily have access to Linkin Park's agent and say, hey, record Stressed Out. They maybe know these people, and that's who they got.
And we have no idea. I can't possibly imagine that Tyler and Josh do not have anything to do with this.
1,000%.
I can't possibly imagine that some magazine decided to take their songs and have other people sing them and not ask them their input. So I'm sure they had something to say about it. And whether it was, please don't do this to our songs, or, oh, this is a great idea, or whatever it is. So obviously it's got their blessing.
And when the world hears it, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised because, like you said, obviously they had something to do with it. And these guys, clearly based on their talent, know music. They're not going to throw, I don't know, somebody crappy out there. I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to offend anybody else. But, you know.
Yeah. I think I kept calling it reimagined. But I think that's exactly what it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be these artists' interpretation of these songs and how they hear them.
What you want.
In their style.
You want that, right?
Yeah. Which is what you want. Exactly. What?
Otherwise, it's just a cover. And anybody
What
can
were
do
we
that.
talking about that just did? Oh, I love Switchfoot so much. And of course, to hear that Tyler was doing one of their songs was like a dream come true to me. But when I listened to the album, it just sounded like other artists singing their song. It wasn't like their own spin. Like I was really hoping Tyler would take the vocals a different way or really add his own flair to it. But I feel like those artists were like, oh, you know, we want to give them honors and do it the way they wanted to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like almost like gosh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, I think that's why they called it Reborn, because they truly are recrafting the song.
Right, exactly.
Like
so that's where I was going with it.
If you think of a tribute band does the songs exactly like the band. So
Right.
like if you're 22 Pilots tribute band and you play at your local bar, you're dressing up and doing everything exactly like Tyler.
Right, exactly.
So you don't just want to play covers in a tribute. I mean, that's boring.
Yeah.
So the snippets I did hear and could decipher, it sounded very different. And I'm excited. I'm just not excited to pay $50 for it.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Well, what do you say we move on from that?
Sure.
Especially since we haven't even heard it yet. And nobody has. Apparently, like, one last side note. I went to go order it and I was like, all right, I'll spend the money. It was a pre-order. It's not even out till June. Come on, Rock Sound. What are we doing?
Yeah.
I want to hear it now.
And we're not getting it streaming until August.
And I don't even know if that's true.
And, well, apparently it is true, but it's not the whole album. It's going to be up to the artist to release it. So if the artist decides they don't want to release it, then we don't get their song.
And I'm going to piss off some fans right now, but like I get the collecting vinyl and CDs or whatever, but who has a CD player? You got to stream this crap. Like, what are you doing? My car doesn't even have one.
Yeah,
There's no hole
cars
for it.
don't have one anymore. So
I don't know.
we do have a vinyl record player.
Well, we do. You're right. But unfortunately, this is on CD only.
Right.
It's weird.
Can't play that.
Also
No.
weird. All right. Well, a recurring segment we're going to do going forward is kind of taking a deep dive into a song.
Right.
Yeah. And you elected me to go first?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Can you wax poetic about your favorite memory while I pull up the lyrics?
What? My favorite memory?
Your favorite 21 Pilots memory thus far?
Oh, God. Well, there's too many of them. But I think it was probably watching our 10-year-old daughter completely rocking out at the concert, singing every single word. Tyler went through the crowd and high-fived her, and she about fainted in the middle of this enormous crowd of people, just so incredibly excited and enthusiastic about these guys. And so it was adorable. I loved it. She was my little rock star that night. And yeah, I think.
And how about both kids kind of being inspired to take music lessons because of them?
That's true. Yeah.
And both started on the drums, and her first recital song was Tearing My Heart.
Oh yeah. I
And
forgot
it was
about that.
fantastic.
It was so good.
As usual, we were the only people in the crowd of people like, yeah, this song jams. And everybody's like, what's going on here? But so my favorite song, it was my first 21 Pilots tattoo of many. I have it on my arm.
Yes.
Is Jumpsuit.
Jumpsuit.
And so I figured I'd start with that and pretty much just tell you what it means to me. I mean, if you're a fan and you're listening to this show, which I would assume you're a fan, if not, I don't know what you're doing here. You're going to be bored. But if you're a fan, you've heard Jumpsuit. It's probably like the stressed out of Trench, right?
Yeah.
Or am I
I guess so.
I just
don't know.
saying that because I love
It's pretty popular. I mean, a lot of other bands have covered it.
I really don't know if it was on the radio, but it was the opener. It was the opener for the Bandito tour, I believe. So I think it was, I think it's a popular song. It always gets the crowd rocking when they play it at shows. It's a continual on the set list. So, I mean, usually when they do that, that's one of their bigger jams. Like I said in the beginning, I downloaded it when it came out and I'm like, oh, this rocks, but it doesn't sound like Stressed Out. And so I kind of just got disinterested. Like, this band's going in a different direction. Boy, do I know what that means now. Back then I was like, why are they so different? But now I know they change.
It's really interesting you said that, because I was listening to the songs and I was like, oh, this doesn't sound like Stressed Out.
But you expect the band to,
I know,
especially if you don't know a lot about them, to be sort of the same, and they're different on every track.
Right.
Within the same album.
Within the same song.
Yeah. So this song just really resonates to me, and I'm not going to read all the lyrics, but I really have found as I've gotten older that I struggle with anxieties. Some social anxiety, but a lot of anxiety when it comes to like my professional life, and if I have to go do a presentation or something, or go into a conference or a meeting with people I don't know. And the fact of having something that's safe to cover you means so much to me. Right. And that's what I got from this is obviously, I assume anyway, like I said, this means, and please correct me, but the jumpsuit he puts on to feel safe from the bishops, right? If he's going to go approach them or try to escape.
Speaking literally, yes.
Well, right. But that's figuratively what it means to me is I sing the words to myself. I'll look down at my tattoo or touch it or something and say like, all right, I got this. I got my jumpsuit on. I can get through this moment.
Yeah.
And that's what it means to me when I hear it. And it just really resonated to me. And then I'll be honest, the part I don't really understand is when it gets into, it like shifts mid-song and says, oh, take me, I'm yours. I'll be right there. What am I missing with that?
To me, what that means is I feel like it's almost, I feel like it's a plea from Tyler to us saying, I know you need me and I'll be there in a second, but you're going to have to stop my creativity to, I don't know how to, my words aren't coming right now. Like, you're going to have to take away this creativity if you want me to constantly be there for you all the time.
Okay.
That's what I get from it. Like, yes, I'm here for you. I will be here for you. But you also have to understand I have my own things that I'm going through.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Well, that's what we said. That's how you interpret it.
And that's how I'm taking it. Like, yes, I will always be there for you. But also,
I stew on it every time because up until now, we've been made to believe that the bishops are bad. Stay away from them. And I still don't know if that's how the narrative's going to go. But in the video, it looks like they're coming after him. They're coming to bring him back. They grab him and put the paint on his neck and his hands or whatever. So that the imagery makes sense. But when I listen to this in the car and don't have maybe the visual going, it starts off like rocking, like, man, this kicks, and heavy drums, heavy bass, and it's really going. And it like gets me fired up. Like, yeah, I've got my jumpsuit on. I'm going to tackle this and fearless. And then all of a sudden it goes into this slow bar where it's like, all right, come get me.
Yeah, I give up. Well, think about what he's saying, though. He talks about you have to grab my throat and lift me in the air.
You're like, you have to pull me. I'm not just going to
tie my hands.
Yeah.
It's his throat and his hands, the two things that he creates with. And he's saying, I think actually this is a really good connection to what we've all been talking about with this blurry face thing. How everyone's like, oh man, I wanted to tour. We're like, you guys, they literally just toured for an entire year. Like, give the man a break. And I think he's saying that, like, yes, I will be there, but I'm in the middle of this right now.
Well, and I'm
doing this thing.
I promise you, I'm going to say this a lot throughout this podcast as long as it goes, is that, listen, at the end of the day, we all believe in this Dima and Trench, and we believe Tyler's neck is black and all that. These are human beings that have a family and go home. They're performing. They're, dare I say, acting on the stage. So like, Tyler's not really going to die and become a bishop. Like, all this it's make believe, guys. We love to believe it, and like I said, it all resonates with people differently. But at the end of the day, I think you're exactly right. Like,
it's the fairy tales. It's fairy tales, It's the story of the witches and the princesses and the courageous knights that help children understand real feelings that maybe they
100%.
don't quite understand.
Right.
So Dima, we all know, is meant to be our minds, our brains. Are we going to get stuck inside and conform to what we're told to do, or are we going to break out and rebel and be our own creative selves? So it's their fairy tale to us about how to behave, how to be.
Yeah. I can't say that any better. And I think it's a good way to wrap up kind of this, I guess it wasn't that deep of a dive, but there's not a lot of, you click on the lyrics of this and there's not a lot of lyrics in this song.
I feel like there's a lot to talk about with Jumpsuit. How about the fact that it's Jumpsuit?
Okay.
Why would we pick Jumpsuit? Why not? I mean, coat doesn't really rhyme with anything, but or jacket. But why did you? Why that? Why not blanket? Why not hoodie? Why not beanie? Why did
jumpsuit sounds badass? I mean, I'm not...
It does, but also, what is a jumpsuit?
Well, a jumpsuit completely covers you.
Exactly.
But it's weird because he wears a trench coat. It's not a jumpsuit.
I know.
A jumpsuit's like coveralls, which, in the Icy tour, the band, Dr. Bloom and whoever, they were wearing an actual jumpsuit.
Right. But when you think about a jumpsuit, when I think about a jumpsuit, it's covering me from my feet, my ankles, all the way up to zipping it up to my chin. So I'm totally covered. It's fully engulfing me. It's not like pieces. It's all one thing, like a big hug around me. And when you wear a jumpsuit, it's usually part of a uniform, yeah?
Well, yeah, it's funny you say that because I was interviewing someone for a job one time and they saw my tattoo and read it. And they're like, oh, were you in the military, like a paratrooper? And I'm like, no. Why? Oh, I saw your tattoo and it says jumpsuit cover me. It's like, I did that. And we wore those to like protect us.
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe you jumped out of planes. And I'm like, oh, light bulb.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but my brain goes to when I'm wearing a jumpsuit, I look like everyone else. But inside my jumpsuit, I'm different. And I don't necessarily want anyone to know that sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes I can be out of my jumpsuit and be whatever I want to wear. And other times I want to zip it up and I want to hide because I'm not sure if everyone around me is ready to see what's underneath.
Interesting. I see it as something completely different. I see it as like my armor.
Yeah, I know. I can see it that way too.
I'm going to put this on and now I can go perform in this atmosphere around people I'm not comfortable with.
Yeah.
Wow. See, we just proved our point. Like it means something completely different to you.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
But this is like so psychological and we don't need to go into all of it, but you have to think of what our personal anxieties are, which is why I think you and I are the Tyler and the Josh. Because we each have very different, we both struggle with anxiety a lot, but they're completely different anxieties.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
And just to close this out, I think that I like this song as my favorite because what we mentioned in the beginning as well is like I'm a music guy and less of a words guy. There's not a ton of lyrics in here. It's repetitive, but the music slams.
Yeah, it really does.
And so
it's
I'm
pretty
like,
amazing.
Obviously this is my favorite. Plus just what it means to me. So,
yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, we went over our time by like 9 minutes, but that's okay.
That's okay.
I think it's good for an introductory and
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, friends, many more episodes coming your way with all the things we talked about. And this band, even in a hiatus, the fan base does something new every day.
Oh, yeah.
So there will always be something to talk about. You all know how podcasts work. You record on one day and then it releases another day. So some of our information might not even be that timely, especially right now in this weird era transition period. But we promise we'll get to it. And we hope that you subscribe, follow, whatever they call it. Follow us on the Twitter and the X and wherever we're at, wherever we decide to be. And yeah, we are Clique Bait and so are you.
Stay alive, friends.